Let's see. How long have you been doing this now?
I would say 2014, I purchased my foundation female, and that was when I really started getting everything, establishing my XL line. I really loved Sunline. Anthony's son over at Sunline has been producing top quality bulls for years. I always gravitated towards that look. I liked that style. I like the blocky head. I like a good spread, but not too exaggerated. I have a lot of dogs that have juggernaut blood, but that's just, a breeding tool into my program. That's not really the look I'm after. I like a more athletic dog that can still, jump in and out of my truck. A dog that still has drive, but I want a good off switch. And getting into the breed, the main things that I wanted to focus on in my yard and establishing my bloodline, because at the end of the day, I am a breeder. I'm not just clucking puppies or having litters. Everything I do is for a reason. And I really, really wanted to focus on, the sloppy jowls from the Mastiff lines. And then, the really bad rears. I can't stand those stiff back legs.
Yeah.
I don't want to have a big, the size is irrelevant to me if the dog can't perform and isn't powerful. Analogy I always use, why would you want a basketball player that's 8'1", but his knees are all bowed out and the guy can't move? I would rather have a LeBron James all day that is athletic, agile, strong, smart, and good nerves. Obviously, as well. A lot of bullies, with people just throwing in all these breeds and, trying to cut corners, throwing in bulldog and different types of mastiff. They have a lot of stability issues and a lot of nerve issues. And that's something that we've extremely focused on over on my yard. And,
I could see a lot of that stuff showing up in the XLs, because you see it. When you do see it within the American Bully community, it seems like it's always showing up either on the classic dogs, the standards, and the XLs, because they're so closely bred to those bigger dogs with, they weren't paying attention to nerve a lot of the time when it was more important. They wanted the size, they wanted the big head, they wanted the, the color.
Absolutely. And that's where things were so different for me, from coming from a performance background. Like I had mentioned prior, my grandfather bred dogos. Everything was based on performance. They didn't care if a dog had a large black spot on his head. If it was lacking, it was all about performance, just like the game dogs were. Game dogs was my first love, but in the position that I'm in right now and where I live with my family, it's just not right for me to own them. I just don't think it's right. When I have property again, I'll have a couple quality game dogs. I just love their tenacity. I love everything about the bully breed, from their short hair to how they are, how they feel, emotion with people, how they are in the house. Just
they
pretty much
bring that bond that a pit bull, even a game dog pit bull, will give you. That just strong one-on-one bond. They choose their person and they love harder than any other breed cross. The bully seems to carry that quality from the pit bull with it. 100%.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's one thing that I think, from all the different lines, from whether it be Dela Cruz, Sunline, all these different bloods that I've dabbled with, I have seen, a lot of amazing things from each. Obviously, they all have their quirks. Anybody establishing a line is trying to find the best route for them. But, I've been extremely selective. It's always been quality, not quantity over here. I have 5 foundation females. I've only bred one of those foundation females. Let me rephrase that, because the other breeders are gonna be like, what? So I purchased my foundation female. I bred her to a top stud, and I kept a male and a female. I ended up purchasing my foundation female's half sister. They have the same mother, different father, so that I could take my stud that I created to his aunt and double up on those genes and the traits that I liked that came from the mother side of that previous litter. And then I also have a 2-time big baller Bishop female. She's inbred Carmelo. She's a freak. Also, she's not my style. She's going to be a great puzzle. She's going to add a lot of girth. But at the end of the day, she's, I didn't produce that dog. I think she's going to add a lot to my program. But is that my cup of tea? No, she is not.
Yeah, and sometimes people don't know the difference sometimes between breeding stock and, show stock and stuff like that. There are different pieces to the puzzle that create the product you want.
Absolutely.
Create the dog you want.
So many people, brother, as you know, Joe, so many people think it's just throwing, a good looking male with a good looking female, and you think you're just going to get a home run. That's where, that's where the breeding and, the hobbyists and, why we love this so much, because it's so much more in depth than that. As anybody that, actually most of your subscribers, I'm assuming, are dog people. That's why they're watching your stuff. But a lot of people, are just so blown away that we have to, match up the pedigree, scatterbred, line bred, inbred. Like people are just like, what do you mean? Like, why don't you breed him to her? They just don't comprehend.
Yeah.
I mean, we've taken it a step further. I've got all my dogs colored, tested. I don't breed for color by any means, but I do like to know when, I have someone spending $4,000 to $7,000 on a puppy. If they inquire and they want a question and they are asking what colors, I like to know. I studied that early on, with the genotypes, with the AT, everyone was obsessed with the tricolor. So when I selected my foundation blood, the structure, the short back, the not high rear, the good chest, the tight feet, those were all priorities. The color was just a bonus.
Yeah, once you get everything else there, that's really all you got to worry about. But at the same time, like you said, even though that's not supposed to be anybody's main concern when they're trying to put together a program, is to try and build a program around color, it is something that is very important to consider, because if you start pulling out recessive albino genes or that Merle gene, which stems from it, or you're doubling or tripling and quadrupling down too hard on too many of the, say blue gene, for example, the problems that are going to come out of that. You're going to have skin issues for generations afterwards if you blend that the wrong way, because even when you blend it the right way, you still deal with a little bit of that every once in a while. You see it show up.
Absolutely. I mean, always with the dilutes, anything, whether you have a liver or you have a blue, normally, they always tend to have the skin issues. But just like you said, exactly, I normally try not to breed two blues together. We try to avoid all that, because if I was spending, which I've spent top dollar. A lot of people ask, why are your prices so high? And, when I hear that, you wouldn't go buy a Bugatti or a Ferrari and ask them why it is what it is. It's that because it's quality and because someone put years into work into it and they established it and its performance. It's the same thing. If someone wants a $500 Craigslist dog, they don't know its temperament and they don't know anything about it, and they didn't, health test, and that's the route they want to go. God bless them, go adopt, do whatever they want. But if someone's trying to get something quality, something tested that they know the generations prior, what was behind it and how the dog is going to act and the traits it's going to carry, that's when someone, comes to us, something we invest a lot of time in this.
And there's nothing, I don't care, even if you have the best blood, and this is what stuck out about your program to me when we talked the first time too, the early neurological stimulation. All right, guys. So this was just one of a few parts that we're going to be dropping in the Pawcast episode number 3 with Jrock from over at Consistent Kennels. He did an amazing interview. He had a lot of knowledge to share. I hope you guys appreciate it. We loved having him on. And what we did here was we dropped a few of the most important topics we feel covered in the video. For those of you who are unable to always just have the time to sit down and watch the interviews in their entirety, we're going to drop 2, 3, or 4 of the most important topics we feel we covered. And then we're going to drop the entire video at the end. Let us know what you guys think about doing it like this. Let us know in the topics that we do drop if you feel like we didn't go in depth enough, if we went, if it went smooth and perfect, if you guys loved it, let us know in the comment section. And if you did like the video and you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you are always updated when we upload. Try to upload a few times a week. So yeah, let us know what you guys think. Let us know what else you'd like to cover. If we aren't hitting everything you guys are interested in, we'll be happy to make sure we get those questions on future interviews. We may be able to have Jrock on again in the future as well. I know I'd love to have him on. This was a great discussion the entire way through. So as always, guys, like I said, remember to like, comment, subscribe, share the videos, and I hope you enjoy. Thanks.